And speaking of Daniel Jones, with Joe Schoen saying that they didn't pay Daniel Jones $40 million a year to hand the ball off to a $12 million running back, that statement shows that the Giants have all the confidence in the world that Daniel Jones is going to deliver this season on the contract extension that they gave him. And listen, if you believe Daniel Jones is the guy, go ahead. But I don't think it would have been a smart decision in Joe Schoen's shoes to be betting my job security on Daniel Jones. Haven't we not seen what this dude is? In the last couple of seasons, last year he wasn't that good. Even the year that he led them to the postseason, he wasn't that good. He was just good enough. He played well within the structure of Brian Daboll's offense. But he hasn't thrown more than 20 touchdowns in a year since his rookie season. He's been through a couple of gruesome injuries as well. At this point, you're getting a quarterback that, at his best, is a top 14 quarterback. And that's not going to get you too far in the postseason. The New York Giants, what they're banking on is that they had a good enough offseason. They've improved the offensive line enough, getting Malik Neighbors. You're going to have Jalen Hyatt going into year 2, that you've given Daniel Jones enough that he can have a good amount of success for you. He can be efficient because you've given him what you believe to be a better supporting cast, but you let Saquon Barkley walk out the door to your arch rival right down the street for $12 million. Daniel Jones, that year that he led them to that playoff win against the Minnesota Vikings, partially why they got to that point wasn't because of how good Daniel Jones was. It was because of having Saquon Barkley in the backfield behind them. If you take him off that year's team, Daniel Jones would have had no weapons on that offense at all. Having an elite running back definitely helps out a dude like Daniel Jones, who his athleticism does play a pretty large chunk in the New York Giants offense, at least their rushing attack. And now you don't have any threats at the running back position. Now you're going to be leaning on Daniel Jones even more. Based off these statements that we've heard from the Giants general manager, he makes it seem like Daniel Jones can go out there and have him an MVP season damn near, at least to me. We didn't pay him $40 million a year to hand the ball off to a $12 million a year running back. Since when was that a bad thing? Since when was having good talent a bad thing at running back? Yes, elite running backs are expensive, but there's a reason why they are called elite backs, because having these kinds of backs can elevate your offense, especially if you have a good offensive line. You want to take this money and invest it to giving Daniel Jones a better supporting cast when it's nothing better than what you've had in years prior. And you haven't done a good job of giving Daniel Jones weapons in free agency. You signed Paris Campbell. You traded for Darren Waller. How many free agency moves have the Giants made offensively that have actually worked out? I can't think of too many. You can't draft well neither. Evan Neal is a bust. Thank God you got Andrew Thomas. But some of the free agency moves that you made, I don't see them working out just based off how bad you've been and evaluating talent in free agency in the past. And Daniel Jones' situation still doesn't look all that better from what he's been walking into in years prior. The Giants still have one of the worst rosters in the league. If this is a proven year for Daniel Jones, you might as well just say this is a throwaway year if you're a New York Giants fan watching the product that you're about to see on the screen this year. Because they're not going to be good. From what we've heard Joe Schoen talking about when it comes to Daniel Jones and the confidence that they have in him, you would think that they're tanking for Shedeur. That's what it seems like, because you ain't going far with Daniel Jones at quarterback. He was a former first-round pick. These guys are supposed to be able to overcome certain limitations, and I don't see it with Danny Penny's at quarterback.